Are you worried that if you don't get the name of your new podcast right, the entire project is going to be doomed to expensive public failure? Choosing a name for your podcast is one of those things that feels incredibly high stakes. It feels like this is the first impression that your show is going to be making to the world, and if you don't get it right, everything that comes after it is going to be equally flawed. And the name is important, but it's not as important as several other decisions you're going to have to make throughout the process. Podcast names ultimately need to be three things more than anything else. They need to be short, they need to be simple, and they need to be sticky. So what does that mean? Short means it's 5 words or less, 4 words or less if you can manage it. When we look at the State of Business Podcasting Report, we see that over 60% of the top performing podcasts have shows that are 4 words or less. You want them to be that number because they're easy to remember. That's the other thing that you want to be. It was short, simple, and sticky. And simple means it's really easy for somebody to remember and to understand immediately. You're not going to get good traction with your podcast. You're not going to acquire a whole bunch of new listeners if somebody sees the name of your podcast and can't parse it, if they can't understand it right away, if they don't look at it and see, oh, that's what this is about. I'm interested in that. I should listen to this, or I should watch this. The more explaining you have to do before someone agrees to listen, the fewer people are actually going to invest that time in doing it, unless they already know and like you already. And those people you've already got. The final thing that it needs to be, if at all possible, is sticky. And that means it's got a concept or it's an idea that sticks in the mind of your ideal listeners. And that can really vary a lot depending on you and your audience and your sense of humor and, the shared literary references that you all have together. But what you want to make sure that you're doing with your podcast name is that it is something that people can remember and be able to repeat when they are talking about it, or be able to instantly recognize when they see it out in the wild. So just remember those 3 things. It should be short, 4 words or less if you can manage it, simple, it needs no explanation, and sticky. It's interesting enough that someone remembers it. Do you have a podcast question that needs an answer? Drop it right here and maybe we'll be able to feature it on one of the next episodes.